What's going on, good people? Kieron here.
Rachel here. Welcome back to another episode of the Culture Garden podcast. What's going on, Rich?
Slow motion, man. Good seeing you, Rachel.
It's
How you
good to
feeling
see you.
today?
Tired, but I'm good. You know what? I have been on the move, so I'm happy to be home. But also, last night I went to a going away party that was
Okay.
supposed to be over at 10, and I got home at 2. So,
Oh,
yeah.
so we're recording on Thursday.
Uh-huh.
You were out until 2, technically
Mhm.
until Thursday morning, but on a
Uh-huh.
Wednesday night. Who you,
Yes.
who you think you are?
I thought I was grown, and the lie detector test determined that was a lie.
Were
Oh,
you just out till 2, or were you feeling nice until 2? Like
I
on
was
the
feeling
Wednesday.
nice until 2. I was out and nice.
And you had to work.
And I had to work, and not work from home. I had to be at my local uh site this morning, and I set several alarms and snoozed every last one of them. But thankfully, for the type of visit I had to do today, I can start a little later. So I had a 10 o'clock start time versus 8:30. So that was perfect. But
It
yeah, I'm on fumes.
it it doesn't, like, I can't tell you how amazed I am when I think about 10, 11, 12 years ago. I could go out
Mm-hmm.
on a Wednesday, Thursday night, be out till 2,
Mm-hmm.
not go straight home, go get some food, some
Mm-hmm.
White Castle, some Waffle House, not get
Mm-hmm.
home till 3:30, and then wake up and work a morning shift in
Yeah,
retail or something like that. Like it was, I couldn't. You couldn't pay me to do that now.
bruh.
Couldn't pay me to do
Exhausted.
that now. Leaving the house past 10 p.m. is just one of those things where I'm just like, well, why?
I'm so weak. Let me tell you, the party started at 6:30. I think I got there at like 7:15ish, and was
Okay,
there at the house until 1:30 because it's about 30-minute drive. We had a ball. We
that's the most important part. You had a ball. I've said this before. I never want to do things until I'm there.
Yeah.
Like, just I
Yep.
don't know if that's just a part of being older. Like, just never
Hmm.
want to do that. But when you show up, you're
Yeah.
happy you went, you have a great time. But that mental like space of getting out of your own
Hmm.
crib or going to do whatever and having to get ready, like nah,
Hmm.
I'll just stay at home. But once you make it there, the festivities are always good.
For
Rachel and
sure.
myself, college comrades, our crew, they
Hmm.
got some people that just love peer pressure. So sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it's hard to go out. Shout out to my brother, our brother, John Paul.
Shout out to John Paul.
John Paul will badger me and say, "Come on, man, just one drink, just one drink. Come on out for one drink." And I'll be like, "All right, bet." And I'll leave the crib and I'll go out have my one drink, and then we going to the next spot. Like JP, no, I
Yeah,
told you that. He'll peer pressure you and make you feel bad. But about 3 or 4 years ago, that probably would have worked. Now it's like,
for
bro, I'm going
sure.
home. I don't give a fuck what you talking about.
Yeah. While I miss the crew, I am happy to live 6 hours away.
Listen, man, they will, once you out, it's stuck, man.
If
So
you stuck, that's it.
drive
That's it.
yourself. Don't ever catch me out. You will never catch me catching
You
no ride
oh, never.
ever.
Never, never,
And
never.
if I did, I'm Ubering. I'm out of there.
I
I'm out
got
of
to
there,
go.
man. But what's up, y'all?
What's
Welcome
up,
back.
y'all? Welcome back. We
Another
here.
episode of Culture Garden, man. We appreciate y'all for tuning in,
For
listening,
sure.
watching,
For sure.
commenting, sharing.
Yes.
Please remember to like, subscribe, share, the whole nine, man. Episode 125 today.
Crazy.
Yeah, which is kind of
Milestones.
insane. One thing that
Mhm.
I have been dropping the ball on is comments. I want to make sure we read some comments. Going
Pick
back
that
to our,
ball up, friend.
man, tell me, man. Going back to our Clark sisters episode.
Hmm.
Shout out to, of course, Culture Garden family, Lynn Vins,
Live
242.
it.
This was on our Clark Sisters First Lady of Gospel episode to wrap up Black Music Month. Hey guys, haven't seen this movie yet, but I'll add it to my list after listening to your podcast today. Great job covering it. We'll look for you in 2 weeks. Peace. Um,
Thank you for listening.
Shout out to Lynn Vins. Shout out to Chaz. I'm thinking of people who do that. I can't do that. I can't listen to a podcast episode
Hmm.
about something I haven't watched. Like I can't. Like, and some people don't care about the spoilers.
Hmm.
Speaking of spoilers, there will be spoilers and explicit content. I want to say that out the way before I start cussing.
Yeah.
But I don't know how people do it. I just can't. If it's a movie I haven't seen, I have to watch the movie and then listen. Otherwise, it might ruin the movie for me. I don't know. What about you? Same way?
I think it depends on how much I care about it.
Fair. Fair.
It depends, and how late I'm seeing whatever movie. So, as you know, I watched House of Dragons before Game of Thrones. Watching House of Dragon made me watch Game of Thrones, even though I sat on Twitter, not X. I sat on Twitter, knew everything that quote unquote happened. So knew the spoilers, had seen clips of the Red Wedding, had seen uh the Night Walkers and this, that, and the third. Knew everything. Oops, sorry. Knew the plot, but I hadn't seen it and had enough spoilers, but it didn't spoil it for me once I actually saw it.
Okay, let's pause real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Knowing what happened at the Red Wedding, were you still mouth agape when everything happened?
Yes and no.
Okay.
I was very shocked. I was like, oh shit. And I wasn't ready for it when it came, even though I had seen the clips multiple times.
Yeah, it was one of those shocking moments in TV history. Now granted, I did not watch Game of Thrones live. I didn't watch a real-time episode of Game of Thrones until season 7.
Really?
But I binged those 6 seasons, and I swear it felt like it took a week. Like once, all I did was work and watch Game of Thrones. Once the first episode, once Jamie Lannister pushed Bran out that window, I was like, oh, I'm in. I see what's going on, and it just kept going from there and on and on and on. I used to write these like Facebook reviews, and people would. It was fun because I just did brief recaps of the seasons, and people who had obviously Game of Thrones was a huge deal, so people had already seen the show, and they would just hit me up like, I can't wait for the next one. I can't wait to watch season 2. Absolutely. And it was fun, man. Shout out to Game of Thrones. Can't wait for House of the Dragon when we get it back in 2031. We'll be covering it on We Got Y'all. So shout out.
For sure.
Yeah, shout out to them. Also, I want to read some comments from our DVD collection episode. That's an episode that School and myself did. For those who haven't watched it or listened, it was pretty much just us going through our physical DVD copies. Kind of like a Criterion's Closet Picks, if anybody's familiar with those, where you just kind of picking out movies and just talking about what they mean to you, backstory, origin stories, all that kind of good stuff. A lot of fun with School. And Mia had a couple comments for some of the movies that we discussed. She mentioned OMG Bedazzled. I love that movie so much. That was one of School's picks. We watched Bedazzled all the time with Brendan Fraser. Yeah, that was one that we talk about it all the time. You see a movie so many times that you really don't even see it anymore. We wore that movie out. And then also Homeward Bound 2. Sorry, I'm commenting in real time. That's Mia again. As she's listening, she's commenting. Homeward Bound was, I think every kid watched Homeward Bound from my era.
Every kid watched Homeward Bound. I don't remember Homeward Bound 2, but I remember it, but I don't remember it.
Yeah, I don't know if she was saying 2 or T-O-O.
Or also.
Yeah, but she put the number 2. But you know.
Okay, so it's probably 2.
Kids in there slang. I don't know. Maybe they did make a second one. I don't know. School just hit me up about he randomly texted me yesterday. Like, you remember Indian in the Cupboard? I said, get the fuck off my line, bro.
I actually read that book before I saw the movie. And we watched the movie in maybe like 4th grade after, but it was a part of our reading. We had to read it first.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe
I haven't seen that in forever.
Maybe 2nd. I don't know.
I haven't seen that since, as School said, we used to watch it on 1480 when your parents had the waterbed. I'm like, once again, get off my line, bro. Get out of here. Stop talking to me. And then Pierre, man, shout out to my brother Pierre.
Yeah, Sweet Mate?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
man.
okay. Hey, Pierre.
Yeah. Pierre commented, and he was talking about, I forget what we had mentioned, like, I mentioned college and coming home and watching certain shows, and he said, facts, Hell Date and Your Mama. Because, yeah, School mentioned Hell Date. And that was me and Pierre's show. Like, that was one of those, like, we leave classes, we go home and watch Hell Date. He said, I still remember us being weak when homie said, your mama's so fat, she got more friends than Tom on MySpace.
Man.
Talked about aged jokes and all that. I think he had one, somebody said something about your mama teeth so yellow, she closed her mouth and her stomach light up. Like, just silly stuff. But Your Mama and Hell Date. Hell Date was definitely one of those ones. So shout out to the comments. We appreciate y'all. Continue to send those in. What you about to say?
I just had a flashback of this one point in time while in college coming up with a skit, and we did Yo Mama for entertainment.
I know what you're talking about too. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Good
Yeah, shout out
time.
to your mom. I'm not even gonna go deeper than that because yeah. And I was thinking about that too. What was I can't remember. It don't matter. Either way, we're here with episode 125.
Yes. Shout out to us. Shout out to school. Uncorked.
Uncorked, man. Uncorked. This is Rachel's pick this week.
Yes.
Synopsis of the film. Elijah must balance his dream of becoming a master sommelier with his father's expectations that he carry on the family's Memphis barbecue joints. Ray P, this is your pick while we're doing our New York Times, or I'm doing the New York Times rewatch. Every week in between, you're going to pick a movie for us to review. This is your pick. What made you go with it?
So you all may not know, Kieron is a fake sommelier. Kieron loves wine. While he was here for my birthday, he was trying to put me on. I'm not a great listener, but bottles are here.
Bottles are there.
Bottles are here. I have tried. I will drink wine. Yeah, I know. I'm a liquor girl, but I will drink wine. I will have some prosecco, a little rosé. I will play. But I just wanted to do it because I had not seen the movie in a long time. Literally since it came out in 2020. We watched it during COVID. And for though most of you don't know, RP Senior had breast cancer and she had her last round of treatment. She rang the bell in March of 2020. So this movie came out probably around that same time. And so we tried to watch it, but it was tricky.
Like triggering.
Exactly. Very triggering. So thank God RP Senior made it to the other side. But
absolutely.
I had not watched it literally since then. So I was like, you know what? I want to give this another go round. And I just thought about how much you love wine. And I hadn't thought about a movie, and I was on Netflix anyway. And I said, let's do Uncorked.
Yes. One of the few times where I was like, oh, wasn't expecting it. And I was very pleased with the selection. Let's back up a little bit. Yes, I am a fake sommelier. If you've watched this movie, you know all the work it takes to be a sommelier. Which is why I'm not a real one, because that is a lot of work. And sommeliers don't even get paid a lot. You got to be a master sommelier to really make some money. And y'all saw the master exam is very difficult. My wine journey, and you'll see this, so you'll see this book in the film, the Wine Bible. That's going to be referenced. I have Secrets of Sommeliers. I have like a coffee table decoration book, like 1,000 wines, just all types of stuff. I love it. Didn't get into it until my 30th birthday. So when I turned 30, that's a milestone age, and I was looking for things. I told myself every year I'm going to start a hobby. I'm going to add a hobby to the repertoire, and wine was the first one that I really wanted to kind of know about. Because I was like what Rachel said, there's an episode of Insecure where they're on the wine tasting. It's Tiffany and I was about to say Yvonne. Tiffany and Molly, Issa's there. And Tiffany and Molly are on some like, I'm getting hints of X, Y, and Z. Yeah, Issa's like, I taste wine. Like, and that was me. Like, I taste wine. And I was like, you know what? I want to learn about it. So I started just dabbling in some wine and picking up some things, not knowing any idea what I was doing. And there's this place in Cincinnati. If you're from there, you know what I'm talking about. It's called Jungle Gems. It's a huge international market. And they have a huge wine selection. And it was around my birthday the following year. So this would have been 2018 when I was turning 31. And I met the sommelier named Mike. Cool dude. Super cool dude. And he became my plug. So any wine question I had, I just hit up Mike and asked him questions. Super helpful and accommodating. And I remember, so they have the wine that you see out, and then they have a cellar, which is like your higher end wines. And I found this wine called Juggernaut, which I was really a fan of. It's $20. Their Cabernet is $20, and it was one of the best wines I'd had. And I remember asking him, like, listen, I got a question. This wine is $20 and I love it. Why would I ever spend $200, $300, $4,000 on a bottle of wine? What's the difference? And he really broke down some of those differences and what we're looking at and the grapes they select. And, every vintage year has, so the vintage year on the bottle is the year they select the grapes. But those fine wines, those high price bottles, they actually take time picking the best grapes from there and just the way they manufacture and the whole nine. So it's very interesting. And I actually bought my first triple digit bottle of wine that year, and you can definitely tell the difference. Yeah, Krupp Brothers, I won't forget it. I think it was a 2016, 2015 vintage. It was really good. And I just been kind of going from there. So also, shout out to my shirt. If you can't see it, if you're not watching on YouTube, Nostalgia Wine and Jazz Club down in Cincinnati. Black owned, woman owned. Shout out to the sisters of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. The owner is an AKA. AKAs run the world. And today, since we're talking about wine, I figured I would be partaking in a bottle of Justin. This is a California red. It's a Cabernet Sauvignon, which is one of my favorites. 14.5% alcohol level. This is a 2017 vintage, right? So you can't even find these really. If you look for Justin in the stores right now on the shelves, you'll probably find a 2021 or a 2022. Go with the 2021. 2021 will last you until about 2031, so you can store it. I think the drinking age is from 2023 to 2031. If you get the 2022, you're only going to get it from 2025 to 2028. So you have a shorter window to drink it. But I've had this probably since 2020.
Okay.
I haven't cracked it open, so I figured this would be the perfect time to do it. Plus, the drinking window closes at the end of this year. So I figured if I don't drink it this year, it's going to go bad and all of that kind of good stuff. So, oak flavor, some hints of vanilla, red fruit forward, black fruit forward, all of that good stuff. So, it does take a lot. And if you just like wine and just want to drink it and don't care about all that, go that route because it is some fake deep shit. That's all. The wine is good or it ain't. I'm a red wine guy. I'm a dry wine guy and the whole nine. So I'm looking forward to cheers until you. Let me pour up real quick.
Yeah. While you do that, I have a French ice rosé classique and elegant. I don't know what the fuck this is. I'm not gonna hold you. It says with her French know-how, Vouvoie du Vermeer is offering a lively, fresh, and glinting, sparkling wines, elegant with an open-minded spirit. I feel like that fits me. It's a rosé. It's pink. That's my favorite color. That's what I got. It's good. I don't know what. I don't know. I don't know what year this is.
Most of them don't. Not every wine. So not every wine has a year. Not everything has a vintage year. Sometimes they're just like traditional stock. So, yeah, if you don't see a year on your wine bottle, that's perfectly fine. It just means it's not vintage and V.
Regular.
If you ever have any questions, if you're ever looking at wine and you say, hey, man, how long can I drink this? Because I just told y'all the age and life of certain things. Let me know, man. DM me, hit me up. I'll give you some tips and some tools and all that kind of good stuff. Shout out to my brother Nate. Nate calls me the sommelier of the group, and I take that title on. That's good enough for me. I don't need to be a real one. I know enough to get by. So,
meanwhile,
to you, Rachel.
Cheers.
Absolutely, and we'll get rolling into the episode now. I'm about to say this, but it's perfectly fine, y'all. It's perfectly fine. This movie is interesting to me, not only because of the subject matter, but I haven't watched it since 2020. I remember when I watched it exactly because I watched it on April 19th, 2020. It was the last movie I watched before finding out my dad passed. Right? And I'm only saying that. Everything's good, y'all. Everything's good. I'm only saying that because, how do you want to explain this? Everybody knows that feeling in your gut when something's going on. You kind of. So when I was watching it, something just was off, and I didn't really get into the movie like I wanted to, especially loving wine the way I did. And I haven't watched it since then. Not because like of some first Demon. It was just more so I just hadn't
Yeah.
revisited it. So I was really happy when you chose it because I'm like, oh
Mhm.
snap, I haven't thought about it. Let me watch Uncorked, and I realized how much I didn't, I guess,
Give
appreciate
it.
the film
Yeah.
the first time. Like,
Mhm.
I love this movie.
Mhm.
Love this movie. I
Mhm.
loved it the first time, but really sat down and enjoyed it and appreciated it. And I'm so happy that you picked this because now we're able to break it down and have that discussion. And it's got a lot of people that I like in it. Um, Starting with Mamadou Ache, who I'm a big fan of. He played Elijah. Do you know
Where's
him
he
from
from?
anything?
No.
Have you ever seen oh, Rachel, what's the name of this
I don't
movie?
know.
It's is it on Hulu? Is it on Prime? Hold on, y'all. I gotta find this because it's real silly. It's got Taylor Page in it. It's got Sherry Shepherd in it. It's like Gene of the Joneses. If anybody's
No.
seen this movie, let me know. It's a goofy, silly. Right, you probably.
No.
Either way, he was in that movie.
I
He's
don't
been
like her. Go ahead.
no, go ahead, go ahead.
Self edit. I tell you off.
Okay, got
Because
you,
what
got
I'm gonna say, what I don't like is problematic.
you. Okay, fair. All right, what else? Yeah, we'll save it. I'm looking this up. He was in that movie. He was in The Burial. So you remember him in The Burial?
I don't remember. Was he in jail?
No, he was. My goodness. He was helping out Jamie Foxx's character.
Oh, he was one of the not paralegals, but like one of the other
Like yeah, I don't
lawyers.
know what they call them, junior lawyers or whatever they
Junior,
call them.
yeah.
I'm sure they got a name
Junior
for it.
partner, maybe.
Yeah, he was in Jurassic World Dominion. I'm sure you didn't see that, Rachel. He also was in an episode, not an episode, but he was there's a scary movie. Y'all know I don't do horror movie, but I remember the previews for it. Either way, he was in The Get Down. If anybody remembers The Get Down, that was on Netflix. He had eight episodes there.
Shaolin Fantastic. Hmm.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
so
not him, but the show. Yeah.
yeah. Either way, he's been in a lot of different things. He had some movie with not Ashley Olsen, Elizabeth Olsen.
Oh, okay.
Was
I
on
a
Netflix
good
not too
one.
long ago. I can't remember.
Mhm.
Either way, really good actor. I'm a fan of his. He's Elijah in this movie. We
Yes.
got the legend, scene stealer, legend, everything you want to say. Courtney B. Vance, who
Yeah.
played Lewis in this film. Niecy Nash, another legend. As Sylvia, the mom. Sasha Compare as Tanya, who played the girlfriend. Yeah, Matt McGorry as Harvard, who was the know-it-all in the wine club,
Mhm.
and also Gil Ozeri as Richie. I'm not gonna say it was his best friend, but obviously the friend with the glasses that kind of
Yeah.
helped him with the study group and everything else. So that's your principal cast. I forgot to look up who played JT, but that was the cousin JT. You know,
Mhm.
he's like a little scene stealer as well. You were gonna say something? My bad.
The whole was this performance from Courtney B. Vance. Did it remind you of his character in Lovecraft Country?
Oh, I didn't know you were gonna go there. Yeah, yeah, I can
That's
see that.
all I kept thinking is I wonder if the pool, some of that, obviously the scripts are scripts, but I just kept thinking of his character in Lovecraft as his role as a father and this, that, and the third. Um,
Makes complete sense given the time period because
yeah.
um, I know we'll get into the origin in a second. This was filmed. Took about a month to film this from late
Mhm.
November 2018 to December 2018.
Mhm.
So wasn't a long time, and this came out the same year as Lovecraft Country.
Yeah.
So I'm sure he was in that role and kind of pulled from that character a little bit. It makes complete
Mhm.
sense for that to be the case,
Well,
or vice versa. He might have
yeah.
pulled from this to play the Lovecraft country.
Yeah.
But he nailed the dad born in the 50s or 60s. He nailed that role.
1000%.
And that's going to be a big talking point throughout this film and as we have this episode because that's a real thing and the kind of disconnect between generations.
Mhm.
This film released on Netflix March 27th, 2020. So Rachel, you were spot on.
Mhm.
Did come out in March. It was going to premiere at South by Southwest, but obviously COVID happened, as we mentioned. It was directed and written by Prentice Penny, showrunner for Insecure. He also directed 5 episodes. He directed the Hulu doc Black Twitter. Did you watch Black Twitter?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
It did remind me of some funny moments from back when Twitter was in its glory days, but
Mhm.
okay. He wrote 9 episodes of Girlfriends. And one thing I will say, I love the way he shot Memphis within this film.
Yes.
Um, just small stuff. You could tell there were locals, and just in between scenes, he was just showing streets and different
Mm-hmm.
businesses and different signs on the wall, and very much so show love to the city of Memphis.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he's from Memphis. Do you know?
I don't know.
It's interesting because you would think he was from. He doesn't give me Memphis vibes at all,
No, not at all.
but it doesn't mean he's not from there. I'm not sure, but either way, I love how he projected the city, displayed the city in a real way. And Memphis is super super black,
Yes, it is.
super super black, and it looked that way too. Obviously, no theater info because it streams on Netflix. There is no awards info, so it did not win any awards, and it wasn't nominated for any awards, which I'm a little bit surprised by. I thought it would have got something, but here we are.
He's
So
born in LA.
born in LA, that makes sense. Yeah, LA, that makes sense. I'm not sure why they chose Memphis or how that happened. I wish there was some more information on that, but I'm glad they did. I'm sure the barbecue aspect of it has something to
Yeah.
do with it. Um, and yeah, I really enjoyed the setting that he had and the overall story. We can go in and get into it, Rachel.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily best scenes, but we'll talk about some scenes to keep the conversation going. But
For sure.
overall, I think one of the reasons I love it is because it has all the aspects that us Black folks are familiar with, especially when you're trying to get something accomplished. For one, community, um, the struggle of understanding your history and appreciating your history while also
Yeah.
trying to face your own dreams. Um, and am I good enough for my parents? Do my parents think I'm too good for them?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, parents, you guys know this. We said it a million times. Rachel nor myself are parents, but
Yeah.
I'm sure every parent wants their child to have an easier and smoother life than they did. And sometimes it comes with a little caveat of still want you to do certain things that I want you to do.
For
But you
sure.
all have to have their own life. And sometimes it's not easy for people to appreciate that or pick up on that, especially when they're in their early 20s, mid 20s, whatever the case may be. And when they have a history of not really following through on things.
For sure.
And that played a big role into this as well. And very contentious relationship, I don't want to say it's not a loving relationship, but it's not really displayed. Just old school kind of masculinity.
Mm-hmm.
Wrap up your
Mm-hmm.
boots,
I
grab
take
something.
care of you.
Yeah, I took care of you. Shout out to
Mm-hmm.
Fences.
Yeah.
It ain't my job to like you. I'm
Mm-hmm.
teaching you all these ways of the world. I want you to be a part of this, but I don't want you to be a part of it. I want you to be a part of this thing we built more so than I want you to do your own thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what it comes down to. And there's a line in this movie when Sylvia said, he's not throwing you away. He just doesn't want to do what you and Elijah ain't you and your dad.
Yeah.
Sometimes people need to hear that and remember that. But I saw both sides, and there were great scenes throughout this film that kind of displayed that. And we can get right into it, which I think the intro is a perfect place to start, Rachel, because even the way they shot this, you have, before we even say anything, if I'm going to get barbecue, I want my barbecue joint to look like that.
Yeah. For sure.
I want the picture of
For
Obama
sure.
on the wall. I want the is it clean, is it dirty kind of
Mm-hmm.
atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
I want them starting that smoker at 4 a.m, getting
Yeah.
that wood in there, the
Mm-hmm.
line out the door, the size hitting, the
Period.
family just in there just going. Like I want my barbecue spot, my barbecue joint, should I say, to
Mm-hmm.
look like that. But you have the contrasting scenes of the vineyard
Yeah.
and the barbecue place, and you
Mm-hmm.
tell right away this is what we're looking at, right? Do I
Mm-hmm.
go on with the family business or do I chase my own dreams? And I didn't really talk about this part. I like the original concept. I don't think I've ever seen a movie with Black people and wine in that way,
Mm-hmm.
where that's the central subject matter. Wine is his
Yeah.
own character in this film.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody from Memphis just saying, you know what, I want to be a Somalian. Not a Somalian, not a pirate, nothing to do with Africa, but not the Somalian. So I thought that was really dope to see. But that opening scene just showing those differences, and you can tell that they're not a struggling family.
Mm-hmm.
Not rich by any means, but once again, the lines out the door, they're a staple in the community.
Right.
Who did he say had a stroke there?
Um, Frankie Beverly.
Frankie Beverly had a stroke
Mhm.
there. You know, they mean something to the community, and
Yeah.
that's um. It's funny because Spike Lee, shout out to Spike
Of
Lee,
Spike Lee.
his wife, shit, his mom's
Mhm.
husband has a family restaurant in Memphis,
Okay.
amongst other businesses. They own
Mhm.
like four corners in Memphis, excuse me, in Nashville.
In
And
Nashville.
one of them is the restaurant, and it's one of those things where they just keep it running because that's one of those people's passion. It's been around forever, like Sweats. If you ever in
Mhm.
Nashville, one of those things, and it always makes me the Tennessee connection and just kind of having those things together. And we meet Elijah as he's working at this wine shop, and Rachel, I'm going to speak about contrast a lot in this film
Okay.
because you see it. There's a certain attention to detail. When you see him in that wine shop stocking the shelves,
Mhm.
like very careful. He's treating the wines like children.
Yeah.
Make sure they're carefully placed. The labels are showing one way. He's so locked in that he's not even noticing these two women come in
Mhm.
until one of them, who ends up being his girlfriend later on in the film, Tanya, she asks him, "Got any white wines?" Which is how most people shop in wine. I'm looking for a white wine. Well, what kind? You
Mhm.
got anything in mind? I don't know, something good. And
White.
he goes through his breakdown. And Rachel, I'm sure you can appreciate this being a music head. You
Mhm.
like hip hop? And of course, if you're trying to teach somebody something new, the best way is maybe to do relations or comparisons.
For
So
sure.
I'm relate this wine to hip hop. We saw later on in the film Elijah, he's trying to get his dad's approval. I'm relating it to barbecue, something
Yeah.
that you can understand, so you know
Mhm.
where I'm coming from.
I'm a speaking your language.
Perfect,
Mhm.
exactly, Rachel. I'm speaking your language. So you like hip hop, Chardonnay is like the grandfather goes with everything. It's like the Jay-Z wine. We talked about the next wine, which is like old dude. We ain't gonna say his
Mhm.
name. And then the other one, the reason being his feeling. It's the Drake of
Mhm.
wine, and all that. And I love a good reason. I actually have a real good Mike sommelier. Got me hit to a bottle. I've only been able to find it once. I think that bottle's gonna be good to like 2035,
Okay.
2037. I probably won't crack it open for a long time. Either way, um, you also see how awkward he was. And not lame, just awkward, not even realizing, hey, this girl interested in me. Like he
Mhm.
straight up said, yeah, such and such will bring you out. And she gave that look like, all right, nigga, I'm trying to get at you. To the point where she spun the block later on. It's like, yo,
Yeah.
probably
Don't
don't
you need
need
my number?
my number. Oh, yeah. Let's get into it. And even then, when that scene when he's every day I'm Googling and she like, yo, because we all have our corner. Even the coolest niggas have a couple
For
corners.
sure. For sure. It's a little corny is okay.
Yeah, a little corny is okay. And I like the fact he said, let me give you this pen and pad before you change your
Mhm.
mind and I'll get this
Yeah.
out.
No, for
It
real.
ended up working out. But um, as we leave him looking at the wine or selling the wine, we see Courtney B. Vance's character at
Mhm.
the barbecue spot. And he wants to keep that business in the family. Elijah doesn't want it. Um, we learned out that his grandfather started it. And we'll talk a little bit more about that later. But it reminded me a little bit of Forever when we discussed Forever,
Hmm.
another Netflix production. You're the first kid, you're the first Edwards to go to college. And just
Mhm.
that pressure that you can feel, and
Yeah.
just like Forever, I don't necessarily want to do this. I'm
Mhm.
doing this because I know how much it means to you.
For
Elijah
sure.
was in the same boat. I don't want to run the barbecue stand. If
Mhm.
I do it, it's because you love it so much, and I don't want to disappoint you versus what I really want to do. And when he leaves the wine tasting, so there's a scene where Elijah goes to a wine tasting. He's coming
Mhm.
back to the wine shop, and I had this wine and I had this, like the excitement he had compared to chopping up the ribs and making sure that everything good. That was just a
Mhm.
job to him versus
Yeah.
I'm really passionate. So you kind of get all of that in this first opening 20 minutes. You kind of see where Elijah's headed and taking that next step. So I think one thing, Rachel, one thing in life that I think we take for granted, or we might not realize how much we appreciate it, it's the possibility of things.
Mhm.
Anytime we do something and the possibilities are open
Yeah.
versus like the doors closed, there is no possibility with barbecue. I know what this is. Why? That's a whole big world.
For
That's something
sure.
that I can bust down doors, break barriers, and everything
Mhm.
else. And I think that's just exciting. And like I said, we'll get to it later in this episode where Courtney B. Vance's character even kind of alluded to that when he talked about getting stuck, air quotes, at the stand.
Yeah.
Um, so that's my first scene that I wanted to get into.
Okay. That's like the first.
20
Few
minutes.
minutes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. Very long-winded, but y'all got my point.
Yeah, but very well said. I think mine, I'll jump to uh the sommelier explanation dinner. So the first
Mm-hmm.
dinner where Elijah, we already learned that he and his father have a somewhat contentious relationship. And I just kept thinking about the relationships between mothers and their sons. And shout out to Sylvia, um, who really championed him and likely I don't want to say babied him. That because that's not what I think she was doing. But I have to give you an extra level of support, even more because I see how you and your father are butting heads so much.
Mm-hmm.
I see that I'm the only common ground y'all have at this current juncture. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I just really thought that that dinner scene was laid out beautifully so that you could really kind of see not just that, but how everybody else plays into this family dynamic, even
Mm-hmm.
with his sister and the extended family. Like everybody's aware of it, and everyone is also, I don't want to say guilty of playing into it as well, but in the lowest of keys, they are a little bit. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because
100%.
again, this is the patriarch. That's Big Daddy, and that's the big dog. So
I'm at the head of the table. You know what it reminded me
yeah.
of, Rachel?
What?
Remember when it's probably when John David Washington was really coming on his into his own.
Mm-hmm.
He had that, I don't know what who it was with, the interview that they did. It was like a morning show of some sort
Mm-hmm.
where the interview kept asking, "You the son of Denzel?" And he cut him off. And Paula
And
Washington,
Pauletta, yeah.
yeah, oh,
Mm-hmm.
I said Pauletta, excuse me, my
Mm-hmm.
apologies. Pauletta Washington, and he had a quote where he said, my mother taught me how to love, my father taught me how to hunt."
Mm-hmm.
And that I thought of that quote when I was watching their
Yeah.
relationship. The love is there. It's nothing like that, but so, I'm not speaking for Elijah, but I'm sure if Elijah could explain it, maybe all the good things and all the personable things that I got in my
Mm-hmm.
life and that make me up came from my mom, and all of
Mm-hmm.
the things that I need to survive came from my dad. I
Yeah.
appreciate them both, but I'm using my mom's skill more in my life than I am my
Mm-hmm.
dad's. And maybe
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to appreciate what my dad has instilled in me because I didn't like the method or how it went, but it is still there. And to your point, Rachel, you talk about pirates and what you call
Mm-hmm.
it, and that leads sort of into the next scene, which is right after dinner,
Yeah.
which is Lewis and Sylvia. Um, and I love that relationship and that
Mm-hmm.
couple, and the fact that they really enjoy each other, and
For
it's not
sure.
worn out or tired over the years. But he's trying to get a little something started. She's like, nah,
don't.
and and she
Don't.
like, what? He like, what I do now? Because he been in that situation before.
Mm-hmm.
You just shitting on your son in front of the entire family.
You embarrassed him.
You embarrass him. You embarrass him in front of the family. And
Mm-hmm.
a common theme in this film is lack of understanding.
For sure.
It took way too long for either one of them, Elijah and Lewis, to kind of sit
Mm-hmm.
down and say, "Hey, can you explain to me why you like this so much?
Yeah.
Like, what am I missing?" Because sometimes you won't understand it, but at least you hear the passion,
Mm-hmm.
and you can tell that Elijah is much more meek than his dad and the family.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of gets shut down. The family starts talking over him. And I think he
Mm-hmm.
would have just left it there. If it wasn't for Sylvia saying, "Hold on now, Elijah was trying to say something,"
Right.
and he finally talks about it, and that's when we first get the backstory on the barbecue stand.
Yeah.
And I think it's something to be said when we talk about generations of black men. Um, and this comes up later in the film. Helping my dad, and this is Lewis, helping him with this barbecue stand was much more important than me doing what I wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
Because it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't just a job, it wasn't just a business. And this is where the generation gap comes. For Elijah, I was born into this. Like,
Yeah.
that's all I've known. Lewis saw the origin of it. He saw his dad wear that suit, trying to get a
Mm-hmm.
loan from every bank in the city and being denied. He saw the
Mm-hmm.
struggle. He saw him having to go to a dice game
Mm-hmm.
and win the money to build up this barbecue stand and all the work that it took to become a staple and keep it running
Yeah.
in the 60s, in the 70s,
Mm-hmm.
going on forward, and what that means. And hey, it's my responsibility to keep this on, especially back when Black ownership, Black power was such a prominent thing.
You took the word.
If you're not there at the ground level to see it,
Mm-hmm.
not to know about it. It's one thing knowing your history. I was there when the history happened.
To see it, to be there for it from the ground up, to see it, and to have carried the torch from your father, to have maintained it. And again, you said at the top of the episode, they're not rich, quote unquote, but it's clear they're comfortable. Here we are again. And later on in the film, he says, we never would have thought we would have a second location. And again, the second location is not the stand. The second location, it's got a bar. It's going to be a little bit, quote unquote, higher brow.
Yeah.
Of course, the expectation is for you to carry on this legacy. You are the only boy. Yes, these cousins, but you are my son. You are a direct descendant of the blood, sweat, and tears that your forefathers have put into it.
Yeah, we just talked about Game of Thrones. You're the bloodline. Like you are the one. You're the heir.
You're the heir to this Memphis barbecue throne. And shout out to Memphis barbecue. Love it way more than Carolina barbecue and that whack ass sauce.
Memphis barbecue hit.
So good. But yeah, shout out to that. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're perfectly fine. I was just about to say, you know what else kind of hit me is, as much as I understand Lewis and how important it is to keep that in the family, and I don't even think he's wrong for that, because I get it. You know, we've had conversation where, hey, don't sell grandma's house.
For sure.
Like, keep some ownership, keep some equity, keep some property, all of that stuff. There's also a side in a generation who maybe come from that same generation who realizes, hey, maybe I do care a little bit more about you exploring your own life and figuring it out, you know, and versus pushing all of this on you. This is a completely different example, but it's worth mentioning. I remember my pops would always tell me, like, I never want you to worry about having a son and feeling the need to call him Kieron III. Right? It was just, I know it's small, but it's a subtle thing where he was like, you know, if you want him to have his own identity or whatever the case is, I told the story. My name was supposed to be Christopher. I literally came out the womb looking dead like my dad, and they changed my name. I looked like a spitting image of him, and that's how I became Kieron Jr.
Yeah.
But it was never meant to be a junior. So sometimes, you know, I can see the side where it's like, you know what, live your own life, do your own thing. My pops also didn't have a barbecue stand, because I'm sure if he did, there would be a different conversation. This is what you want to do. And they didn't, you know, we learned Lewis went to college to be a teacher, help Black kids read. It's beautiful. But that's also a generation where you learn a trade. You learn a trade, and if you have a business, like what are we doing? Like, you have a family business. You set the cousins are waiters, everything. It's a whole family ordeal. It's a whole family eating.
You mentioned that we learn trades, and again, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, again, not that far off of slavery. So your hands are currency. So whatever we do to make it is what we do. We do barbecue. So yeah, even consider what Lewis's father. Yeah, you can go to school for a little bit. Think about that generation. Oh, you're not sure? Get your ass back down here, because we don't have money, especially them. We don't have money for you to just be up here, not passionate about it, not really caring, haphazardly going to class. Okay, yeah, get your ass back here and do what I've taught you to do. Do what you are. Manage your inheritance, essentially.
Yeah. And history always repeats itself, because we see, even if we don't see it visually with Lewis and his dad, we see a sense of Lewis as he explains it, and Elijah when you know, Sylvia passes. Just kind of, my core is my family, like my home base is family, and if I'm lost, I'm going to try to find myself within the family. You know, Lewis talked about his dad having a stroke, and that's what led him back to the stand.
Yeah.
He went to college. I want to be a teacher. My dad had a stroke. I had to come back.
I had to get back.
Keep this legacy going.
Yeah.
Especially in those times. You know, you see Elijah when his mom passed, it's kind of like,
Do the
All of
same
a sudden,
thing.
popping up. You need help with anything? You need me to make a run? Nah, I'm good. Like, he needed to find some kind of sense of belonging and
Yeah,
purpose and community in that time, because that's kind of what helps everyone. So
for sure.
I want to transition a little bit to Elijah and Tanya's first date. I don't know
Okay.
if you have anything before that, because I have a very specific question for you.
Okay, go ahead.
First and
Because
foremost,
my next thing is the juke joint, like just
you
them
know
licking
I had.
each other.
Well,
Yeah.
before I got something before the juke joint too.
Okay, yeah. So
I'll
do
do
that.
that and we can get to the juke joint.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about this before in ATL. Skating used to be the spot.
For
Like
sure.
just skating and just having fun like that. Um, you see Elijah have self-doubt, see him make excuses,
Mm-hmm.
having a goal, having a dream, should I say, but not really confident enough to go after it. And a good woman, a good black woman,
It takes a woman.
always going to get the most out of you. She's going to
Mm-hmm.
see your potential and help you reach it. That's 100%. My
Mm-hmm.
question for you, Rachel, is she made a comment like, hey, if you put as much into studying as you did making excuses, you'd be all right. Was
Mm-hmm.
she out of bounds for that, given that this is their first date? Do you think that was something that was out of bounds? Would you have said that? Or do you kind of like, you know what? I don't know this nigga like that. Let me just kind of be quiet. But I do hear nothing but excuses from him.
Yeah. I probably wouldn't have said it.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I didn't know, I would not know you enough. Like, yeah, I've seen you in a wine shop, but I don't know if you be Donkey Konging women. I don't know. So, so I might not would have said it on that first go round. Let me let me figure you out first.
That's a very fair point.
But it worked. But it worked for them.
Mm-hmm.
So shout
Yeah,
out.
she knew. I mean, but to her credit, she knew right away. Like, she wasn't. There were a couple of times when she just spoke her mind.
Yeah.
And like, come on, I ain't mean it like that. She didn't mean it like that. It was just more so like, yo, I think you're dope.
Yeah.
I think you can do this. I don't understand why you don't think you can do this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand why you're coming up with all these excuses. You know what I mean? We Rachel and myself have a certain thought about excuses.
Yeah. Shows of incompetence.
So if you care about this as much as you do, I met you at a wine shop.
Mm-hmm.
I saw the look in your eye when you broke down wines and spoke my language with your language and mixed it up, and
Mm-hmm.
how excited you were about the wine club. Obviously, you love it.
Yeah.
What's the issue? And it woke him up. And I appreciated that. I just wanted to know if that was out of bounds. But after that, the wine testing.
Mm-hmm.
So she pushes him to actually enroll, take some classes, and we meet Harvard. I think his name is Eric. They call him Harvard because he went to Harvard.
With Harvard. Yeah.
But you see, there's always one.
For
There's
sure.
always that one dude where you just like, fuck this dude.
Mm-hmm.
Showing off. That's 5 in a row. All right, we get it. You know your shit. Cool.
Yeah.
Kind of challenges Elijah. You want in on this? Nah,
Mm-hmm.
you got it. They do their one wine,
Yeah.
one answer. And Harvard gets it right. Elijah gets it wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, the competition of it all. You don't want to be wrong. Sometimes losing is part of the game.
Mm-hmm.
It's really about who you lose to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't take L's in life, but there's the L's I take, like, I lost to him.
Yeah.
That's what's bothering me. It ain't the fact that I lost. And we see Elijah talk to I forget what's his name, Richie. You see Elijah talk to Richie about that. Forget him. It's the fact that I didn't know this stuff. Like, this is easy. This is supposed to be the layup of this wine shit, and I'm not getting it together. But what I really appreciated about this was Harvard came out. Yeah, he's cocky. Yeah, he's an asshole. He might be arrogant and a jerk, but still sharp and steel.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm wise enough, even though I can talk my shit in this little room with 10 people, I know that I can't do this shit by myself.
Yeah.
I know that you really want this because you wouldn't even have stepped up. You probably were the only person in class who was even bold enough to come up and say, yeah, shit, I'll do it.
Yeah.
I want to be in a study group together. Like, we got to get this shit done. And you're the perfect person to do it. There is something to be said about that, kind of linking up with those who you might not necessarily rock with, but for the greater good, for us getting better, we're going to do it.
That's it.
And we only grow when we start getting uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And that's in all phases of life. Doesn't matter what you want to do. You got to get a little bit uncomfortable to reach your full potential. I say it all the time. Comfort zone is a beautiful place, but nothing ever grows there. So you kind of got to get out of that box and see what else you can do. And you can't pass without a solid group.
That's
And
it.
they realized that and they got
That's it.
together. But transitioning to the juke joint, I specifically had this down, and my notes say I just wrote this down because Rachel would have been loving it in there. Loving it in there. Rachel's paradise was in that juke joint right there.
That's it. I would have lived for that. Everybody knows I love a little juke. You spoke earlier about Lewis and Sylvia still enjoying each other, and obviously in the joint, this is a perfect example of that. You see an older couple still flirting, still moving with these, moving well. You know what I'm saying? Just enjoying a nice night together when they are alerted that there is the alarm went off at the spot, and they get there. Who do they find but Elijah and Tanya cleaning up? Well, Tanya, because first off, who the fuck are you? Number one.
Yeah, crazy.
I appreciate, we literally just talked about her being a bit forward. But in this instance, again, now that we know her a little bit, I appreciate, I'm helping you clean up at midnight. I better be your girlfriend. Because here your parents are, who I've not met, but I'm also in their establishment.
And obviously they never heard about me. By the look on their face. So yeah, that part.
Here we are in their space, unannounced, unexpectedly. Yeah, and you don't know what to say. I better be your damn girlfriend. Like, you're just sitting here and I watch you kind of, I don't want to say cower, but again, you see, I don't even really want to call it deference, but Lewis is the big dog. That's it. And we see, no matter how confident Elijah is about wine, and we already talked about him kind of being a little corny, but his personality, when your father is around, look around, everybody's on mute. What's going on?
Yeah.
What's going on, dog? You better say something. I just appreciated Sylvia, like, okay.
And you know what? It's funny, because don't pull that all shuck shit with me.
Yeah.
You won't even say my name. Oh, she just did. Nigga, who is she?
Period.
In my business at midnight.
Period.
You know what I mean? She had to come around the corner and kind of introduce herself. And he doing the she's
him and Han.
Nigga, stop playing, nigga. Don't do that all shuck shit.
I knock all this shit over.
For real. I'm gonna be helping you at midnight, nigga. We established. Yeah. It wasn't until you started talking when I realized how difficult it can be sometimes to, when you have a dad like that, right? Just that, I guess, no nonsense. He had a personality, so I don't want to call him like, this isn't fences.
Yeah.
But
Troy had a personality too. They just couldn't see it.
No question about fact.
He laughed out with his big toe.
that'll be an episode. You said it, Rachel. Sometimes there is no question about who the big dog in the room is. You know what I mean? People can say they're the big dog, but then the big dog comes in and everybody just kind of be quiet. And yeah, maybe a little bit of deference. Maybe it is a little bit of like, he runs the show and this is where I am. I think it might have even been mentioned. But being able to hold your own and have your own voice. And it's almost like he was paralyzed from speaking. Like he got tongue-tied. He forgot who he was for a second because my dad's in here questioning me and I don't really know what to do. Now, obviously he did, hey, you told me if I wanted to do this, I did it. So I love the fact that he took ownership, but, you trying to be funny. Okay, I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing, son. You know what I meant when I said it, but if you got the work done, then you got the work done.
You got it done.
You said that, right? Because flipping what happened earlier in the movie, when Elijah said he had to switch shifts, I thought you said the wine thing wasn't going to change nothing. You said that, right? Didn't you say it? So you said that, right? You said he can go if he did this. So you see it coming back. So yeah, 100%. Shout out to Tanya for helping him clean up at midnight.
For sure.
What? Nah, I'm cool. And another thing about that juke joint, you mentioned it. I just want to touch on it again.
Mhm.
There's nothing like seeing people who have been together for so long still having fun, still dating,
For
right? And
sure.
not only we saw it there, but there were multiple mentions. I'm taking
Mhm.
mama to CC's tonight. I'm taking her to Vegas to see the Blue Man Group. Like we
Yeah.
go out, we do. This is my best friend.
We kick it. This is my girlfriend. She's my wife, but this is my girl.
Yeah, that's my
Yeah.
road dog. She took his hat and took it
Mhm.
on. And that small town, Rachel and myself have both moved from our respective hometowns, but
Mhm.
being able to be in the juke joint, oh, you dated her in high school. She was a
Yeah.
slut, then she a slut. Like just kind of knowing that whole community of things. And you
For
know what?
sure.
We seen a life. We built a life and we've
Mhm.
seen a life together. Like we know just from that one comment, these are high school sweet, or maybe
Yeah.
not your high school, but we went to high school together. I've known you since forever.
Mhm.
Like, this is what
Mhm.
it is. We locked in. So I thought that was just beautiful. And like I said, shout out to love
Shout out to
and
love.
just being able to not just say I've been with this person, but we still have fun all these years later.
For sure.
Um, I just have something quick, which is the family helping Elijah get to Paris.
Yeah.
I love Sylvia mentioning, and this is once again Lewis head of the table, just kind of
Mhm.
taking the life out of everything, and y'all got y'all little jokes. All right, well, when I go to Paris, I might learn something. Well, you
Yeah.
going to Paris? Well, I ain't got the money yet. I'm about to sell my car, and I love what she said. Like, money's never stopped anybody in this family from doing anything.
That's it.
Like, if you need money, like we gonna help you do it.
If
And
you
once
selling
again,
your car, we'll come up with the other half. We'll
I
figure it
mentioned,
out.
yeah, and I mentioned community because I am someone um, who doesn't necessarily. I don't know. I'm not good at asking for help.
Mhm.
Um, I kind of look at it as everybody got their own thing going,
Yeah.
and everybody has something that they need help with or needs to pay for or needs to do. So I don't want to come and ask for somebody, especially when it's something like this. Something to go to Paris for wine. And it's not even a fully guaranteed job at the end of this. It's not like
Mhm.
I'm getting a diploma at the end of this. This is just for studying, really.
Yeah.
And nobody here at this table knows anything about wine. All we know is Paris is a great place to be for it. You're interested
Mhm.
in it. Let's get it happening. And Sylvia was on it. Like, this is what
Yeah.
we do. Like, I'm not playing around. And they raised that money for him. The 3,000 something and 45
At
cents.
45 cents.
Another 45 cents. You know what I mean? We got it together. We got the envelope and we sending you out.
Yeah.
And the fact that Harvard was on some, hey man, like if we split everything, can you go? Like I'm
Yeah.
not just about to let you. You can't miss
You
this.
can't not go.
Yeah, you can't
Mhm.
not. Right, and especially all of us are going. We're gonna figure
Yeah.
out a way. And I love the subtle reminders that you get. Right, we know it, but somebody like Harvard doesn't know. Where
Yeah.
you casually just put out your parents can't help you. Come on, man. Like, bro, we don't. My parents are doing all right, but they ain't got 10 bands for me to just go to
To
Paris.
just go to Paris. Right.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I get you went to Harvard. That's a little bit easier for you.
Mhm.
My
Mhm.
parents ain't like that. And I don't, not only are they not like that, because they got some money, but I also don't want to stress them. They got stuff going on. Like they
For
need an
sure.
emergency fund. If something happens at the
For
restaurant
sure. For
and they
sure.
need emergency repairs, I don't want to be the reason they don't have it. And
They don't have it.
got to close
Exactly.
down for a while. So yeah, all of that going on. But the community asking for help, I thought that was a beautiful scene. What you got next, Rachel?
That's actually what I had. So
Okay.
that, and then I just wanted to make a quick note about the party. When sis was like, "Where's my party?"
Yeah.
We don't get it too much, and I wish we would have gotten a little bit more of their relationship. I mean, we seen it in the beginning, we seen it at the party. We saw her quote unquote break the news about Sylvia. But I wish there was just a little bit more there. As a little sister, I just wish there was a little bit more there.
So let me ask you this,
Mhm.
since you brought that up. How old is Elijah?
25.
Literally the same age I was gonna say.
25.
The relationship with his sister gave off, grew up in the same household, not necessarily like didn't go to high school together though. Like
Yes,
maybe there was a 5-6 year gap to where
for
I
sure.
was graduating when you were in middle school. Like we never walked the high school halls together.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I just kind of got that feeling from him. And maybe because I have a sister where we have a 9-year age gap and you just kind of
Mm-hmm.
see it. You saying it's nothing's different, nothing's wrong. relationship strong, but I don't know. I wanted, maybe because the movie didn't give us more of her.
Yeah.
I think that would have been interesting to explore. But you do see that they have the sibling rival. I mean, they, banter and man, the register, Elijah. Like this guy playful shit that you always get. So yeah. And I forgot to mention, I know I said the party. The real key to that party was in the garage. Lewis is stubborn as shit. And as someone who had a stubborn dad, boy, oh boy, sometimes those conversations feels like you talking to a rock.
Yeah.
My man's is not trying to be bothered right now. I don't want to take up too much. As Sylvia's talking, I don't want to take up too much time. I'm sure Lewis got something to say. Nah, you said it all.
You said it. You got it.
Everybody in the house kicking it. Lewis out in the garage. I'm working on stuff. Because while you having fun, and I'm sure this is what Lewis is thinking, while you have the luxury of having fun and having people raise money and you to go to parents, I got work to do. Like every single time we see Lewis pretty much in this movie, he's working. He's working.
And that is that. I don't want to say that's that generation because these men don't be working. But I don't want to say that. But also in that scene, again, shout out to Courtney B. Vance because he was Issa Rae's father in the photograph. And during this, I thought about the scene, right, father, quote unquote. He raised her. I thought about the scene in the photograph where May is saying that, she didn't even come to the train when I moved. She didn't even ride with you. And he said, when I dropped you off, when I got back, she was locked in the room crying. She just could not face it. And I thought about, honestly, even me on RP Senior, when I left Toledo with my 2 suitcases and a couple $100, literally, the couple $100 were from RP Senior. But when my dad dropped me off at the airport in Detroit, she did not ride with us. She was on the boulevard. She wasn't doing shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But again, at that time, that's my road dog now. But at that time, we still had somewhat of a contentious relationship. You know what I'm saying? And so I just think like at the time, over a decade ago, I'm like, nigga couldn't even ride,
Yeah.
But hindsight, keep living. It was likely more to that. Just like even now here with Lewis, like, yeah, I got to be working. I got to make sure when you win, not if you call us for money, it's some money to give you. But also consider there might be a tinge of jealousy because even though I didn't know, I wasn't positive about being a teacher. I want little black kids to read, but you said it earlier. I'm back at the stand in the restaurant out of duty and obligation.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily what I wanted to be doing.
Yeah.
Here you are about to go off to Paris, no less. You're leaving the country to chase a passion. I've not even known you to be passionate in these 25 years. And here you are, you found something and you're going after it finally for the first time. And you're leaving the safety of our home, and not just our house, but the neighborhood, the shops, everything. We're coming off of your mother being sick. This is before she's re-diagnosed or her cancer comes back. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
When you have a sick parent, it just brings you back. And so they are probably also even more than before used to everyone being close by, everyone being together. And here you are going off to a different world, literally.
Yeah.
I'm also scared for you because yes, it's a quick plane ride, quick as in 6 hours, 6 hours in multiple time zones. It's not easy. And I'm fearful of my son being away from me, who really ain't been away from me doing some shit I don't understand at all,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be out in this garage. Y'all got it.
Yeah, because we get context, and that was very, like, you said it perfectly, Rachel. We get context and maybe some of the concern to where you realize Lewis isn't like a hater, but
Mm-hmm.
I know you. And you talking about the dude at the shop writing you a
Mm-hmm.
letter of recommendation. Don't be having these people do all this stuff and you're just gonna
You
flake
gonna be
out and
bullshitting.
bail out because you
Mm-hmm.
always wanted to do something. You wanted to do this, you wanted to be that. None of this stuff panned out. And I feel like this is gonna be the same thing. So I don't
Mm-hmm.
know. It's okay for someone to not take somebody serious because you haven't
Yeah.
taken yourself seriously yet.
Yeah.
Maybe this is it, but
Mm-hmm.
until you get there, whatever. It's
We'll
like a
see.
phase. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm not about to empty out my bank account for some phase. Like, you better show me that this is something you want to do.
That part.
And you hit the nail on the head, Rachel. I literally, before you said it, I was going to ask you, how much did jealousy play a role in this? And
Mm-hmm.
not the like vindictive, nasty jealousy, but just the not even jealous of Elijah, jealous
Mm-hmm.
of the opportunity
The
that
opportunity.
he had. He can do what he can do this. He can go out and do this.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Mm-hmm.
I still, from time to time, um, since we're quoting a photograph, um, what was her dad, biological dad's name?
Um,
Isaac.
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 Isaac. Mm-hmm.
There's a moment when Isaac is talking to Lakeith Stanfield's character. He's told him, like, don't grow old. Like,
Yeah.
less people to talk to, more time to live with your regrets. And I thought about Courtney B. Vance in that moment, or Lewis in that moment, where as I'm sitting in this garage and I'm seeing my son do all these incredible things and maybe be the first person in our family to go to Paris and study this, there's a little bit of me like, damn, like, what would life have looked like if I was had the opportunity
Yeah.
that you had to do what you wanted to do?
Yeah.
And I think that's part of it. And on top of that, once again, when you're dealing with someone who's that stubborn,
Mm-hmm.
there's nothing worse than trying to be the bigger person, extend that olive branch. Like,
Yeah.
I got you this wine. You know I don't drink wine. Your mama will drink it. Like, bro, come on, man. I'm
Yeah.
trying here. Meet me somewhere in the middle here. And he
Meet
even
me
said
in
it.
the middle.
Yeah, he
Please.
even said it like, these about to be our last words before I leave. Like, come
Last
on, bro.
words. Come on,
Yeah,
dog.
you after you go to war. Like you the one up here acting like you about to go to war and all that. Last words. Stop with the dramatics. Yeah, so no matter what Elijah did, bro, it's never going to be like, bro, it's not that deep. You'll be cool. I'll see you when you get back. And that's it.
Hey, black parents are crazy.
Black parents are insane. Like, they will make you feel, and you're like, you know what? And this is when we get the blow up. You just mad. Truth is said. Mm-hmm. They reached the point where truth had to be said.
Yeah.
You think you better than us.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Straight up. You always have. You just mad you got stuck at the stands. Got stuck, yeah. Hey, you ain't never got to step foot in there again. That's how it ends.
Yeah.
Never want to leave on anger, but that's what it is.
But that's what it is.
They, and the film did a great job of showing us the first time these two characters are in the same room together.
Mm-hmm.
Sylvia come out, hey, don't be back here fussing.
Yeah.
You can tell it's always been like that. You can never see eye to eye.
Me and Senior.
It's like that sometimes. I get it, man, because there's a certain way to do things. You know what I mean? Sure. How you do one thing is how you do everything. That's the way Lewis grew up. How you do one thing is how you do everything.
Absolutely.
I don't understand this little flip flop way you got, but it is what it is.
And there's truth to that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just the bottom line. And I said it earlier, and again, keep living. It's something that generation, like, they're crazy as hell. But when you think of what they endured and the goal, I have older parents. My dad was born in 47. RP Senior was born in 50, so, and I am the youngest. So
Pops was born in 52. So right around, said Pops was born in 52. So all right around that same generation.
Right. And so there was a contrast between having the old parents versus not. That's one thing. And there is just a difference in the expectation. Howsoever, when Lewis said, you think you're better and you always have, the point and the goal of each generation is to do enough so that your kids are better and have more than what you did. And that is what Lewis and Sylvia did with the stand. You know what I'm saying? They made it. It's not just this one thing, now with something else. It's a staple. We've provided a life for you to be able to figure your shit out, for you to be able to get out here low key flip flopping because there's a net for you to come back to. We ain't had that. We made sure that there is security for you. That is not a foreign argument that you see with parents who have provided a particular life for their children, who have experienced a little bit more of the world and seen things as you think you're better. But that's not the case. I mean, some people do. Y'all be fucked up, treat y'all parents crazy because you done seen a few things. But
that's in the Bible too, man. I know not father, man. Straight up.
But it is a thing, and I feel like I'm rambling, but it's important what he says, and it's important to pay attention to that. And that is the sentiment that a lot, because they're technically our boomers, that they have for their early millennial children. You think you're better, and that's not the case. But I see how you got there. Because it's just a lack of understanding, and you said that before. We just don't speak the same language.
You brought up a great point, because our parents are one generation removed. Like, they're just one generation ahead of us, and sometimes
there's generations ahead of us.
Well, a couple generations. Excuse me. We as we talk about the years that our parents were born. And they talk about just civil rights. There's a difference between, because a lot of people our age, parents might have been born in the 60s or so. And there's a difference between being born in the 60s or being a child in the 60s versus 1947, 1950, 1952. Like, very much of age when 1964 rolled around. And
my dad graduated high school in 65.
So living a life and having comprehension to know that was a completely different world.
For sure.
And they didn't just read about it in history books. Like, I'm living it. I'm living in segregation. I'm living in whites only. And not just living it, but understanding and knowing what it is.
Yeah.
I talked about F1 and how much I love the movie F1. There's this quote that's been sticking with me from that movie. Where Damson Idris' character he had a quote said, I climbed a mountain to get here. It's kind of the passion. He was talking about the F1 thing, but just
that's the race car movie.
Yes.
I didn't know it was out.
Yeah, man, I've seen that a few times in theaters already, Rachel. I love that movie.
I've seen the trailer.
At this point, it's going to be an Apple here in a second, so you might as well just go ahead. I know you're going to go to theater anyway. But it was a great movie, incredible movie, incredible.
Okay, I'll watch it. We can talk about it. Go ahead.
Yeah, I would love to. I love that movie. But just that line itself, I climbed a mountain to get here. When you watch the movie and you see the way he says it, you can tell there's a story behind that line. Like, bro, you have no idea what I did to get to where I am today. And I think about that quote just now. You can apply that to Lewis. You have no idea what it took for me to build this life for you, your sister.
That's
Sylvia. I climbed a mountain to get here. Your grandfather climbed a mountain.
Yeah.
You don't have to climb.
You don't have to climb. You already up here.
Yeah, you don't have to climb, bro. So there's a little bit more where I wish, hey, maybe there should be a little bit more deference and respect for the opportunity you have, because, all right, funeral directors.
Okay.
That's a family business.
Yes, it is.
That's a death row contract.
Yeah.
I don't care what you have planned for your life. I don't care what interests you have. If we run a funeral business, you are going to be a part of the funeral business.
Yeah.
That's just what it is, right? There are certain things where Lewis really could have pressed down and said, "Nah, this is what it is."
Yeah.
At the beginning, we see that, right? At the very beginning, there was a moment when Elijah had the reason as to why he couldn't go to the meat man, and he told him very directly, "Next time you coming,
yeah,
you coming. Like I don't want to hear nothing else about it. That's what it is." But he still gave you the opportunity to do it. Sometimes not saying anything is saying everything.
Yeah.
Right? It might not be, you might want the blessing, but me not even resisting is the blessing. Because I could easily tell you, this is what your life is.
Right.
And that's it. So, got to transition to niggas in Paris.
Niggas in Paris.
Or a nigga in Paris.
Yeah, solamente.
Yeah, now here's what I will say just about that whole montage, and we'll talk about everything that happened in Paris, or some of the stuff that happened in Paris. Princess Penny did something that was really cool, where he showed Paris, but he showed black sections of Paris.
Yes,
like little montages and little light passing by. Well, I don't think I've ever seen that in a film. You think of Paris, you think of Eiffel Tower, you think of the fashion and the baguettes and all this other stuff, but nah, we got black people here and they hang out, and we're gonna show you some of these spots on film, even if it is for a moment. We're gonna keep it real black and real authentic. And I'd never seen that before. On one hand, I'm living my dream. Right? Didn't think I was gonna be able to make it. Here I am. I can't believe this. On the other hand, mama's sick again. I don't even know it.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do for me. Not only that, the person who kind of guaranteed my stay,
bruh,
his dad is a Lewis as well, maybe a little bit more intense. Because my dad got me a job.
Right.
I
got to go to work
the day after tomorrow. Like you get a 48-hour notice, my guy.
That's it.
48-hour notice. Rachel, I gotta ask you in Paris, knowing you couldn't afford it, going solely off the word of a classmate who said, listen, we're gonna cover everything half and half. They come up to you with a month left saying, hey man, I'm out. Gotta go. I ain't really got a choice in the matter.
Yeah.
Is there a conversation? Is there anything you can say? You can't do anything.
I would say, what can I do?
You can't sit. Are they hearing everything that you need to say?
The only
are you kind of taking it on the chin, like, you know what? I got to figure it out.
You got to figure it out, because what can I say? The only thing that I could think of is our housing is covered for the month, though. Like, you could go, I guess, if this is covered. I'm sure they took that first month's rent. We only here for a month. Y'all got it. I guess if I have to do something else to eat, I might have to go be a mime. I'll figure it out. I'll be mad as fuck, but again, it is what it is. It's nothing for me to do. What you want me to fight you?
Yeah, you can't do nothing, man. The dude, I mean, shout out to him for saying something. He could have left him in the middle of the night, like just you wake up, you gone, and that's it. But I just want to let you know so you ain't surprised. And like you said, Rachel, I'm left holding the bag, but what can I do? I can't force you to stay. And even if you did force to stay, you ain't paying for nothing. So,
right,
like we do, I got to hustle. If I got to find a little part-time job cutting gyro meat in a deli in Paris, then that's what we're doing.
And that's what I'm going to do, a delicatessen.
There you go. The full fisherman. We in Paris.
We in Paris.
I took 4 years of French, too.
Did you?
Yeah. Don't ask me to say shit.
Oh, man.
Jim Appel Cotton. A2?
No, I took Spanish.
Okay. I should have taken Spanish.
Shout out to Paris, though.
But I do love those make or break moments. Like, nothing I can do except for hustle. I'm going to figure out a way to make this work. And the daunting task of covering what I got to pay for here and
home.
Yeah, man. I hate paying rent as it is.
Bruh.
You know how much I hate it if I wasn't even staying there? Come on, man.
Come on, dog. Yeah, I would, in that conversation, I would hope that you would have come to me, not just with the news of you leaving, but also with the plan. I feel like if this is what we agreed upon, then in the lowest of keys, as somebody with integrity, you need to still give me whatever you were planning to cover.
Especially since you got it.
Especially since you got it. And you're going to a job got for you by your father. You're not going to Nashville to be a teller.
Yeah. Like you got it. You went to Harvard. Harvard is
You
not
went to
cheap.
Harvard. That is probably your bank
Mm-hmm.
in your family's arsenal of Harvard banks.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I
Nigga.
need a game plan or something, or just on something like, hey man, I feel bad for this. Here's 1,000.
Something. But you just telling me you leaving? Nah, dog. You got to do something. If you
I,
knew that
I
I
might,
needed you to get here.
I might have to smack you with a baguette before you leave. I ain't gonna hold you, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. You might have to do something like that. But the real
And
rough part,
yeah, go ahead.
Sylvia, as she's going through her treatments, doesn't want Elijah to know because,
Mm-hmm.
as she said, what you gonna do? You gonna leave and sit with me?
Yeah.
You got a non-refundable ticket, and I ain't
Mm-hmm.
got no money to be giving you for another ticket. So
Yeah.
just go over there and do your thing. That's rough. To your mom passes and you in a whole different country,
Bruh.
and not only that, you really see the catch-22 because I know you want me to stay. I know you
Mm-hmm.
want me to do my thing, but how am I supposed to focus on this?
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a scene of him at the table outside of one of the cafes. I'm supposed to be studying wine. I'm looking up chemo treatments because
That's
I'm
it.
so worried about is
Mm-hmm.
everything going okay? Is everything going well? I should be there. That guilt of I should
I
be
should
here
be
because
there.
I
Mm-hmm.
know I'm no good to you there, but I'm also no good here because I'm not locked in. I'm not focused on what I'm supposed to be
Mm-hmm.
doing. And then
Mm-hmm.
I get that devastating news while I'm studying that you become an ancestor.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to ask you, and sometimes silence is everything that you need.
Mm-hmm.
Did you need or did you want some kind of scene of maybe Lewis and Elijah having that conversation of are you okay, or maybe a breakdown or maybe some tears, because we don't really get that.
No, because they probably didn't have it.
They probably didn't have it. Lewis one of the here's the scene right here. And once again, you have to know a black man like this to really understand it. There's a scene where they have the prayer group.
Mm-hmm.
And Lewis is like, man, I can't wait for y'all to leave. Like, get up out of here.
That
Sometimes
would be
people,
Jim.
and I'm going back to my dad, right?
Uh-huh.
My grandmother passed in 2005. St.
Mm-hmm.
Patrick's Day 2005, March 17th. I'll never forget it because it was the first significant loss that I ever had in my life.
Mm-hmm.
And I was blessed that I was 18. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I had years to know her, the whole nine. But death was a new thing to me in that sense. And I was like, what? Like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Me and my dad never really had that conversation until years later. And I'll never forget the funeral. We had the funeral. And we drove back to the crib. And me in school, it was me, school, and my pops.
Mm-hmm.
Drove back to the crib, 1480. And my pops went inside. I took the truck. And he
Mm-hmm.
was like, you good. Just give me for a couple of days or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I'll come back or whatever. And it wasn't until I got older
Mm-hmm.
that sometimes I started questioning, like, damn, what was Pops going through in that crib?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Losing his mom. Like, what was Pops going through in that crib?
Broke down.
Yeah, I'm sure he did. And I never really talked to him, like I said, until years and years later. But even then, it wasn't that deep of a conversation. And there's a scene in this film where just a quick shot of you see right after the service, right after the prayer group left,
Mm-hmm.
Lewis sitting on the bed and just kind of staring out. And I think that shot in itself said everything it needed to say.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was you looking at a bed with one half just missing, and that's this new reality. And sometimes everybody has to process their own feelings and their own grief in their own way.
Mm-hmm.
When you have somebody who's not as expressive, they have their own ways. And like you said, Rachel, I don't know if they ever had that conversation other than you good, you eat, like that's it. There wasn't any. They didn't come from a therapy era like we do,
Right?
where, mental health and all that. It's more so, I gotta go back to work.
That's it.
Working, I gotta keep going.
It was very much like that after you get a whooping. You want something to eat?
Hungry.
You hungry? That's
Fuck,
it. That's
man,
all. That's
fuck
all I
you.
can do. You know. I know you sad. You hungry?
Yeah, you hungry? That's all it is, man. That's all you can do. That's all you can do, man.
Mhm.
But I really did feel for Elijah because that is tough. That's tough not being there. Um, he fumbled his presentation for the class, so he's
Mhm.
trying to do. Knowing his mom is sick, he's trying to do the service part of his portion. He's talking about a Napa Valley wine. We in France. Why are you talking about Napa Valley? And we know he's better than that. And you
Yeah.
can't. And it's also one of those things where you can't. You have every reason to be in this mind state and to mess up,
Mhm.
but you can't say that
But
out
you
loud.
can't. Yeah.
You can't. You can't just say, "Oh, well, my mom died," and you know what I mean, or my
Mhm.
mom's sick. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not saying nobody cares because they do, but hey, well, if you need some time off, take some time off. But
Take
don't
some
be trying
time.
to don't
Yeah.
use that as a reason as to why you can't do this.
Right.
They see it
Right.
into the time. So yeah. Um, we see that he's mentally checked out, Rachel, as we go
Mhm.
on. In the mob passes. There's the moment, and let's have this conversation. He goes see his dad at the new restaurant. This is
Yeah.
after Sylvia's passing.
Uh-huh.
And we alluded to it earlier, where it's just kind of we've all been there. A week I might have got that phone call where somebody just, hey, what's up? Nothing
Mhm.
going on, nothing. You know, just and you get to a point like, what's good? What you like?
Yeah.
What you here for?
What
And
you
he just kind
want?
of, I'm lost. I don't know
Mhm.
what to do. Like wine isn't working out. I can't focus on that. Like I was trying to study with my friends and I started crying.
Yeah.
I couldn't even figure out the basic stuff.
Mhm.
And I need some kind of compass. I need to
Yeah.
find out what it is. And kind of kicking the tires. Need me to make a run for you.
Mhm.
And they finally had that conversation. And Elijah asked him, "You ever regret working in the stand?"
Mhm.
And for the first time, now we get some understanding behind our decisions, which is a conversation they could have had years ago,
Yeah.
but now they're able to have it.
Mhm.
I shouldn't have said that. He said, "I know. I wanted to knock you out.
I wanted to knock you out.
I wanted
Right.
to knock you out," which I did.
Mhm.
I wholeheartedly believe that he did. Um,
And them old niggas is strong.
that old man strength. That's a real thing. That's a real thing. And once again, I saw my dad build this from the ground up.
Mhm.
I saw it. I didn't hear about it. You heard about it. I
Yeah.
saw it. Of course, I had to come back. Like
Mhm.
that's the only thing. And here you are realizing at the end of the day, the family is all I got.
Mhm.
That's what I'm gonna lean on. And maybe I will have. That's the beauty of being young. Shout out to Your Honor. Shout out to Your Honor. There was a scene in Your Honor, Rachel. I don't know if you remember this when Carlos was acting up.
Mhm.
Carlo, should I say?
Carla. Mhm.
And his dad had mentioned like young people always have this luxury of thinking time is on their side. Like, and I'm sure Elijah probably thought that at that moment, like, you know what? Worst case scenario, I can pick up wine later. I gotta help my
Mhm.
dad, I gotta help my family. And his dad finally been like, you know what? And it really, I guess it wasn't until they were at the bar. And they're at the bar watching the Grizzlies game. And the waiter comes up. Elijah asks for a certain wine. They don't have it, but he's going through all these other options to have. Ooh, I'll take that. And his
Mhm.
dad kind of perks up, like, damn, like he really they just spoke a whole different language right just now.
Yeah.
I don't know nothing about wine, but I saw y'all was talking, y'all were excited about it. I wanted to try it. Go ahead, Rachel.
It's the first time we see Lewis like, oh shit, this isn't some bullshit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. For real.
It's the
That's really
first
what it
time
is.
we see his interest even piqued by the conversation of Elijah in this wine talk.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that
Mm-hmm.
because Sylvia passing was essentially the catalyst for their relationship to change.
Absolutely.
Howsoever, at this second location, and then later now at dinner, because these are all my last few scenes. Um, Now at this place, here we are. Oh, this isn't some mumbo jumbo. Sometimes with parents, it takes them hearing somebody else to know and understand you for them to have a clearer picture of you. We talked about the Clark sisters earlier.
Yeah.
But shout out to the Bible. It's like, Jesus was not you can't be a savior. That's not the exact language, but basically you can't be nothing in your own land. Like, you got to see. So here we see that Elijah, he had to go to Paris to get the knowledge, this and the third. So here, outside of his home, hearing this white man at this dinner with him and his father for the first time, and probably ever, just the two of them having this dialogue about wine. And I finally, even if I don't know what you're talking about, I finally see it. I finally get it. At least a little bit.
Yeah.
So
And
I love that.
You said it perfectly, Rachel, that there's this weird thing with parents where they have to see you be an individual, not just a child. And there's always a light bulb. I didn't know you had it like that. I didn't know you could do that. I didn't know you had that skill set. Because I've always just looked at it as, you my son and you playing with this little hobby, and now you really into it. You can have this conversation. You know exactly what y'all talking about and everything else. And
what you mean the steak, the porterhouse goes with the whatever?
Yeah, you want something, and talking like, because not only that, but now I want to know what you mean. You think about having a ribeye, you want something more peppery. Like, how do you even know that? Like, what? Like, oh, this isn't just some game to you. Like, you really, and they were in the truck, and that's the scene where he said, "I wanted to knock you out," but he said, "Do you love this wine thing?" Right, and maybe probably my favorite part of this movie, because there's a lot of favorite parts, is when Elijah withdraws from school. And they had that conversation in the truck. Do you love it? I bet. Now that I know that you're serious, let's get to it.
Let's get to it. I hope you
work in the barbecue stand, and I'm gonna put up all these post-it notes all around the kitchen.
Yep.
I'm gonna help you study. I'm even gonna throw in some Boone's Farm. Shout out to the Toledo days that Carlo Rossi we used to drink down.
No, Rossi.
Chilling with my posse. Hey, not knowing what was what, and you know what? You need help with this? I got you, son. I got you. I don't know anything about this, but I can hold an index card and I can flip it over.
I can read.
But not only that part, we see JT drive them down or wherever they went. I'm assuming probably Nashville is where the test was. Those master exams are all over the country in select cities. I was driving distance, so I'm assuming Nashville, because it definitely didn't look like Atlanta. I wouldn't have thought that. But either way.
They're only 2 hours apart, too.
Right. What, Nashville and Memphis?
Yep.
I don't know why I thought it was more. I thought it was like 3.
Nope.
So Nashville, Memphis. Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah, because Memphis is right by Arkansas. Either way, as Elijah's in this hotel, there's that knock on the door. That was probably my favorite part of the film.
1000%.
Like, what are you doing? 1000%. I can't even say hi. Like, what are you doing here? And I love her response. Hey, if your mama was still here, she make sure we come check on you. And the last thing I need is her haunting me from the grave.
Come on, and you know she will.
You know she will.
You ain't gonna be able to sleep. Get your ass up. Go see about my baby.
And I've always said this. I think the ultimate level of friendship, the ultimate level of understanding, is when you can spend time silent with someone.
Oh, 1000%.
Don't feel the need to fill this void with something to say. You can just be. And they're just in that room. And they just are. And no words are said. He asked him how you feel. I'm tired. Pulls out the dominoes.
You know how to play dominoes?
100%, nigga. Yeah, come on, man. Bust ass dominoes right now.
I don't know how to play shit, okay?
You know how to play spades, so I know you don't know how to play dominoes. Even though dominoes is much more simple to play.
Homeboy was explaining to me how to shoot dice. I was like, I don't know.
That's a little bit more. Yeah, that's
some fuck you're talking about, but okay.
That's one of those things where it's harder to learn as you get older. Like, it's a whole thing. But shooting dice is a real
7-Eleven.
It's up there. It's up there, man. Shooting dice, dominoes, spades.
Can't do none of them.
Yeah. All right. Well, you got time. You got time.
I'm a hostess.
Fair. You're gonna watch.
Relief.
You're gonna watch. Pulls out the dominoes. He pulls out the wand that he gifted them, that Elijah gifted them at his going away. And you know what to do with the wand. I know what to do with these dominoes. Watch these motherfuckers and let's play. We're gonna sit here and we don't have to have some conversation. We can sit here, sip wine, play dominoes while you wait on the results.
That's it.
And that was such a beautiful moment because I'm showing up for you. You didn't even know I was coming, bro. My son is here. He's going through something. He's got this test. I wanted to make sure. I don't know nothing about what you're doing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show up for you. I'm pulling. Yeah. Come see about
me. See about me, baby.
Yeah, and that's what it was. And I love that. And even when Elijah, now first of all, shout out to this film for being realistic because there's no way Elijah would have went in first try and aced that exam. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not saying no way, but it's more realistic that he failed than he passed the first time.
For sure. Well, even his mentor, quote unquote, he said, I took this shit 3 times. Yeah. That lets you know how serious it is.
Because it's your senses, right? It's almost being a master sommelier is no different than being an NBA player, NFL player. Like there's a reason there's only 2. I think as of right now, I think 289 master sommeliers in the world.
Oh wow!
In the world, you know how small of a percentage that is. There's only like a handful of black ones. It's almost like you're born to do that because you have to be in such connection with your sense of smell, your sense of taste.
Damn, COVID would have fucked them up.
You said what?
COVID would have fucked them up.
COVID would have fucked them up. And just like we talked about, Rachel, like some people just taste wine and they taste wine. So when you go and you know somebody, you're at a wine taste and they trying to say that, like hints of leather. Like, what the fuck does leather taste like? How am I supposed to taste leather? But it's there. The oak tail, the fruit, like you think of fruit, you think sweet. That's not always the case. So it is one of those things where it takes tons of time.
And guys, don't get it twisted. I love a wine tasting. Either it tastes good or it don't. But to your point, I don't know what you're talking about. But if it's good, I'm gonna drink it.
That's a whole other thing. That's a whole other thing. So I love that part. He didn't get in. He's still working at the restaurant. I love the fact that the new restaurant booming. Elijah got ideas. I'm keeping this family legacy alive. And then we end the film. We see Tanya and we see Elijah at dinner. And of course, Richie's there. He's got his master sommelier pen. And
motherfucker.
I can relate to this. Where sometimes the best motivation is somebody that I know I'm better than doing something.
Yeah.
Like just that kick in the ass, just that.
That's what I
need. Richie, I love you. I'm happy for you. You deserve this. Once again, there were moments back in college when I was participating in certain things where when the days got hard, I looked and said, that motherfucker did it. I'm good.
For sure.
I'm good.
For sure.
And I think that's what Elijah was looking at. And I love that Tanya saw that in him. He saw him looking at that pen. It was like,
yep,
back on it.
He's back on it. Yep.
Yeah. If I study with you when you can figure out some of the easiest shit. So if I lock in, who knows? The sky's the limit. And the ending gave hope. Like, the story's not over. You're gonna fall down. You're gonna have some no's. You're gonna fail a little bit, but that doesn't mean that's the end of the story.
Exactly.
I'm in a good space with my pops. I'm in a good space with the family. The business is doing good. You know what? Now I am at a space where I do feel a little bit more comfortable. And I've proven to myself that I can juggle both. I can study and manage everything. And I got great support from my dad. I got great support from my girl. My family got me. You know, my mom looking over me. And it's up.
It's up.
And I just thought it was beautiful. I thought it was well shot.
Yeah.
I thought the story was phenomenal. I thought it was very unique. It's once again, I can't tell you. Listen. I just talked about how much I love F1.
Yeah.
Off the top of my head, I can name you 3 movies that got the same story as F1. I can't name you another story just like Uncorked.
Yeah.
It's not. It doesn't exist, which is why this is so rare and I can relate. Shout out to Uncorked. Shout out to the wine lovers.
Shout out to Uncorked. Shout out to you. I love there's a light.
Yeah, I appreciate you.
Shout out to
I'm like dope. I'm like, this is dope, man. And like I said, this is like look how thick this book is, man. Like, and this is just a little bit of something that these guys got to study.
Yeah, and no.
Like, they talk about old world, new world. Like, so your old world is obviously like your Germany and your Italy, your France and all that stuff, and your new world is going to be your Argentinas and all these other different places. There's so much terminology, and like I said, it's one of those. It's so taxing. Hey, bro, I don't feel like studying all that.
For sure.
So you really got to be into it and really love it. But it is one of those small things that you can flex. Like if you know wines and you can in and out, read a wine list and know what goes with what. That's just a whole nother level. And there is something that goes. Most people just, like I said, just give me something that tastes good.
Yeah.
Like Tanya, I just want a good one. That's all.
That's it.
So yeah, but I love, one of my favorite things is when people hit me up like, hey, I need a wine suggestion. Got you. What you like? You sweet? Nah? Okay. Because I don't do sweet wines, but I can direct you in some different directions, different areas, should I say. So shout out to Uncorked. Rachel, you got any best quotes?
Just a couple.
Okay.
Every day I'm Googling. I'm helping you clean at midnight. I better be your girlfriend. People hate mimes, but a black one? Damn, a nigga can't get no prosciutto in peace. And the boy looked like he steals cars from Wakanda.
That was hilarious.
That's
hilarious. The dinner scene, I went to a mixer about becoming a sommelier. You trying to be an African? Is that like a pirate? No, that's a Somalian. What you say, sommelier? We got to pay for it though. That's bad for me. Because I definitely understand that. I don't feel like paying for shit. Like them bills be piling up. Like that's bad for me.
My lord.
Yeah, going to Paris, 10,000. Yeah, going to Paris is exciting, but if we got to pay for it, that's bad for me. I don't know how to figure that out. Y'all just over there sinning. He slipped up and said, "Yeah." Sometimes I wake up and hey, I love aunties because they're like, "Oh, so you staying the night?"
Love it.
Picked up on it. This is a quote from Lewis when Wells Fargo called because I feel him. Hey, I got shit to do. Can you speed this up? Don't small talk me. Don't small talk me. That's the quickest way to get cussed out.
$1,500 to wear.
An extension to your quote from JT. White people kind of funny style. Elijah said that to JT. Yeah, you know what I mean? And if you can give me a little extra, I won't be mad at you, because of slavery. I just fuck with people I fuck with old black men like Lewis.
Yeah.
I like people that's fucking with you, but you don't know they fucking with you. Like, you a little bit awkward. Like, should I give them double? Should I give them a little bit more?
Double? Two? A full body?
2020 was the time to do it. Boy, that white gift was crazy.
For sure. It's a wrap now.
Yeah, it's over. It's over. It's over. Them days of kneeling in the kente cloth is done. It's done, man. I hope y'all enjoyed it while I was there. But Rachel, we get to the end of the episode where we rated. The average viewer rates Uncorked a 6.4 out of 10. Too high, too low, just right.
Too low, 7.3.
Too low, 7.8.
Okay. I was gonna say 7.8, but let me go we'll average it out about 7.5.
Fair. Yeah. I'm good with that. All right, y'all. This was fun. Rachel, thank you. I really love this movie.
This was good.
I love talking to you about it.
For sure.
For all of y'all out there, thank you for listening. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, YouTube. We will be back next week as we continue the next phase of 10 movies from the New York Times Best Films of the 21st Century. I will be discussing them and Rachel will be listening and chiming in. I looked at the list. I'm curious to see if there's anything that you've seen. I know you've probably seen a couple of them just off VP because some of them, there's one comedy in particular, but maybe not most of this list. So we'll talk about it next week, and that's pretty much it. Check out We Got Y'all because we have an episode that will be releasing probably the same day you listen to this. Let's put it like that. So it's been fun. It's been real.
For sure.
Y'all be cool. Y'all be cool.
Peace out.
We out.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Salud.
Salud. We got y'all. Peace.
Bye.